First of all, I was very upset when this game was released because I have never seen a game before with locked graphics settings like this. The developer came up with an idea, and honestly, I don't know how to lock graphics options for players with lower VRAM. According to them, this is done for a better player experience, but personally, I don't see how limiting player choice is a good thing. If you look at top tier games like Hogwarts Legacy, Cyberpunk 2077, Alan Wake 2, Detroit Become Human, Horizon Forbidden West, Player of Scare Expedition 33, or even Black Myth Wukong, these are some of the best looking games available right now, and still they can run at 60 FPS or more with 4GB of VRAM, even on lower settings. Now, we have a great game like Ninja Gaiden 4 and the developers decided to lock graphics settings completely. Why? Are they forcing players to upgrade their rigs? If you have been following my channel for a while, you know I follow one simple rule. A rule I made for myself. Upgrading a PC only makes sense if a new game looks better than the best games you already have. But if a game from 10 to 15 years ago looks better and runs better on the same hardware, then it's not a hardware problem, it's a developer optimization problem. Please watch the video linked on the top right corner before attacking me with baseless comments. The truth is already there. Unfortunately, that video didn't get much attention. I humbly ask you to watch it because it says things that big YouTubers usually avoid saying. Many games with high system requirements still run perfectly fine on lower end hardware. Remember God of War Ragnarok? At launch, Sony blocked player with 4GB VRAM, but with a simple mode, that limitation was bypassed. And guess what? The game ran just fine, even in heavy areas. Later, Sony removed that restriction officially. So yes, choices matter. Even if the fix comes late, it still matters. Unfortunately, the Ninja Gaiden 4 developers have not shown that mindset yet. Right now, the game uses locked default graphics settings for 4GB VRAM GPUs, something like 720p with FSR, chosen entirely by the developers. And because of that, the game looks terrible. Honestly, a 20-year-old game can look 1,000 times better. If you don't believe me, just try Call of Juarez from 2006 as an example. Someone told me there is a mode that can improve Ninja Gaiden 4 visuals, so I decided to give it a try. I have used OptiScaler before, maybe 2 or 3 times, mostly to boost performance or enable frame generation. I won't say I'm an expert, but I know enough to significantly improve image quality for lower VRAM GPUs, especially 4GB cards. First, download the mode, the link is in the description. There is another mode specifically for 4GB VRAM, basically a configuration file, but it caused crashes for me, so I avoided it. After downloading the mode, unzip it anywhere and open the folder. You will see two folders inside. Open the folder called OptiScaler files, copy all the files and paste them into your game directory. Then open the second folder named config. Copy the configuration file and paste it into the required location. With that, the first step is done. Now comes the configuration part. I'll show you the settings I'm using. You can tweak things further if you have more experience with OptiScaler. First, open the configuration file. You'll see different DLSS preset. I chose 1.2, which is DLSS quality. You can also use 1.75 for DLSS balanced. But my FPS was already great on quality, so I didn't feel the need to go lower. After that, make sure to set the file to read only. Now, open the game and press insert or page up to bring up the OptiScaler menu. When I opened it, DLSS was already selected. We can switch to FSR or XeSS if you want, but I stayed with DLSS. In the DLSS settings, I chose preset K. It felt better visually, and according to Nvidia, RTX 20 and RTX 30 users may prefer older presets like Model K for better performance. The advanced DLSS settings are something I don't fully understand yet. I didn't touch them. If you know more about this section, please comment below. I would love to experiment further. I also skipped frame generation because the game was already giving me enough FPS. For sharpness, I set it to 0.6, although I didn't notice a huge difference. I didn't touch motion adaptive or upscale ratio override either. Now comes the settings that made the biggest difference. Output scaling. The default value was 1.5, but I changed it to 2.0. Even though my monitor is not 2K, the visual improvement at 2.0 is very noticeable compared to 1.5. I don't recommend going over 2.0 because higher value introduces excessive sharpness and visual artifacts on characters and environments. Next, enable auto exposure. Some users reported issues with certain skills when using this mode, and this option helps fix that. Finally, open the advanced section and check the HDR option. Even you don't have an HDR monitor, enabling this changes the visual tone. With HDR disabled, the game looks sharper, especially rain and environmental details. With HDR enabled, the image becomes softer and more cinematic. This part is entirely personal preference. These are the settings I am using, and I believe they will work almost the same for you, especially if you are on a 4GB VRAM GPU. If this helped you improve Ninja Gaiden 4 visuals, consider subscribing. I make these videos especially for players with lower end hardware, because optimization still matters.
Thanks. Taking out the pylon now.
System error. Energy pylon output 30%.
So, since when did ninjas become hacking experts?
Ninjas aren't all just blazed in info magic, you know?
What the hell happened here?
Destruction caused by the Shrine Demon, protector of the Dark Dragon Shrine. It must know we're here.